Now for the show that's truly too hot to handle. It's The Melting Pat, and it starts right now.
You're listening to The Melting Pat. Here's your host, Pat Johnson.
Well, thank you, Jerome. Hello, my friends, and happy holidays. Welcome to the show, The Melting Pat, the Next Level Network. Today, old Pat's a bit over the weather. You know, we had a rough week, but we're coming around. We're doing okay. It's Thursday, so, yeah, we're kind of in a crunch as well. But I hope you're doing okay. Hope you're staying warm and dry or cold and wet if that's what you prefer. Hope you're having a good time doing whatever it is that you do and that you're learning, that you're always learning. Because you should never stop learning things, even when learning things challenges your preconceived notions of the world. There you go. There's my little PSA for you at the top of the show before we get to the holly and the jolly and the captain. And, reverse that order. The captain and then the holly and the jolly in the movie. And then that's it. So there you go. Just never stop learning. That's even if it's bad things. Like if you learn that people you know are not smart. You need to learn that. So there you go. I'm just saying in general, right? In general, based on a question that we just got, just came in while I was doing the Patreon opening. We got a question via email that we're going to tackle at some point, but not today, because today we are doing our first of 3 holiday movie reviews of the month. We're doing Merry Little Batman, which is on Amazon Prime, and I technically watched it twice. I tried to watch it on Sunday with the boy. He was interested for a little bit, and so then I had to stop because then, toddlers. And then I watched the other half, another day, and then I watched the whole thing again this morning and took all my notes. So, yeah, meant to do this on Tuesday, but Thursday. Things happened. The week happened. It was not great, and now here we are. So, yeah, I thought the movie was delightful. We're going to get all the way into it and see where we are. See if you like it as well. If you want to watch it, you pause the show. I'll let you know when. And you watch it on Amazon Prime or through whichever means you can watch it. And then we'll all have fun together so you'll know what I'm talking about. Okay? And let me know what I missed or, what do you think I shouldn't have talked about? I don't know. I don't know how to do these. But I am excited to do these because movie reviews, although they are a lot more work for me to do, I do enjoy them. And I think it's going to be really fun. We're going to have fun. I am the stressed out holiday dad. We're going to have fun. Sorry, haven't done that in a while. So there you go. So that's the menu for today. We'll do the movie review after we hear from the captain, maybe. Today's his birthday, so who knows if, you know what, happy birthday. Not today when the show comes out. Today when I'm doing the show, but we'll do it anyway. Happy birthday to the captain. Good sir. Thank you very much. So if he's not there, that's fine. I don't like working on my birthday either. And I'm not going to be mad. And you'll just hear a sound effect instead. But we'll cross our fingers and our toes and hope that the captain is there to tell us what is going on with the Fly Guys. Good sir. The floor is yours. Take it away.
Hey, Flyers fans. Mark back at you again with another Flyers update. Yeah. Woo! Guys, welcome back. And for our American friends, I hope you had a very happy Thanksgiving, a little time to unwind, appreciate those around you, the things that are going on in your life, a little time to unpack, unwind, and just unplug for a little bit. But let's get back to the Flyers. So let's take a quick recap of what has happened. So right before Thanksgiving, the Flyers went to Nashville, ended up winning that game 3-2 in overtime. Sean Couturier, your captain, getting the game winner in overtime. Again, a 3-2 win at Nashville on Wednesday. Then Friday, coming home, get a 3-1 win against the Rangers. Loving to see him beating the Rangers. Then on Saturday, ended up following that up with a 3-2 win again in overtime over in St. Louis with Michkov taking that goal and burying it. Oh my goodness, just a wonderful sight to see. Talking about Michkov, before we get into the future, Michkov right now has the second best odds to win Rookie of the Year, so that is just impressive. Just incredibly impressive. Calabrini out in San Jose, he's the leader right now, but Michkov has better stats, better numbers across the board. I would not be surprised, calling it now, that Matvei Michkov is the rookie of the year. But, more to be seen. The kid just has come out on fire, so let's see if he can continue doing that. So taking a look ahead, Flyers taking on Florida at home Thursday night. Then they're going up to Boston on Saturday, taking on the Bruins. Coming back home Sunday, going to take on the Utah Hockey Club. First meeting the Flyers in Utah, so we will see how this goes. The Flyers at least taking them on at home, this new challenger to the Flyers. And then on Tuesday, Flyers going to Columbus to take on the Blue Jackets. So, guys, as I said, the Flyers up and down. I've said it every week, up and down, up and down, up and down. The Flyers, though, a 3-game win streak. Let's see if they can continue this on. It seems like they're hitting a bit of a stride. Sam Ersson is getting more healthy day by day. Hopefully we can see him sooner rather than later. So guys, enjoy yourselves, stay safe out there, and that's it for me here inside the Melting Pat on Next Level Radio.
There you have it, the Melting Pat, the Next Level Network, just in case he was in birthday mode and didn't feel like doing the update, because that's fine. It's not a problem. So there you go. Flyers, maybe or not. Captain, who knows? But have a great time doing whatever it is that you do this weekend. Well, everybody, but specifically there for that second to the captain. I'm talking to one guy who may not even be listening, and it's fine. I never know who's listening to the show and when, and that really has never bothered me at all. Yeah, people, I'm in, just real quick, I'm in a lot of podcasting community groups online, and people are like, how do I get more listeners? How do I, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, man, let me say it this way. I have very different goals for my show than literally everyone else who does a show, because I don't pay attention to downloads or streams or listens or whatever's. I look at my reviews every once in a while, but I don't pay attention to, unless the only way that I pay attention to who is, seeing my stuff is when I ask a question. That's it, because then I have to get the answers. But I generally don't take a look at any of that stuff. My goal is pretty much just to have fun with the show, and if anybody likes it, that's great. If not, it's mainly for me, which is selfish, I know. But that's just how I've always done the show. And not always, but the show became more fun for me to do when I stopped worrying about who was listening and how many and when and what. And once I stopped paying attention to that and just started focusing on the show that I wanted to do, then it became a lot more fun, and it became easier to kind of get through the process, because it is a process. It's a lot of work, and it became much easier for me to handle when I stopped worrying about, is anybody going to like this? Anybody going to blah, blah, blah? I just like, all right, do I like it? Yes. There you go. That's pretty much it. There you go. Little insight. I just talked through a burp because I'm a dad. I'm leaving that in. A little insight into me. There you go. Happy holidays. So we're going to review a movie today, fully recap and break down a movie today, a holiday film, a picture. And I think we got a Jingle Bell sound effect we can use. If not, I'll find something. So, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little pause. So you can go watch the movie if you want. Pause the show and go watch the movie. And then we're going to come back and then wrap the show. Or you know what we'll do instead? We'll do all the business stuff up front. And then the end of the show, end of the episode will be, okay, we watched the movie. It was great. Happy holidays. And then I'll play a little music from the movie. So we'll do all the stuff here. TheMeltingPat.com for all stuff me. Patreon, newsletter, the GoFundMe if you would like to help out, to be great. Anything else up there? Newsletter, Patreon, contact pages up there. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns, observations, and of course, corrections. If you want to argue with me, that's great. 209-867-7638, text and or voicemail. If you want to argue about stuff, that's great. We can do that. It's no problem. If you need somebody to just yell at for a minute and don't need me to say anything, that's fine too. There you go. Plenty of ways to reach out and let me know what is what. And thanks to the captain. Thanks to everybody for hanging out today. And we're good, right? Is that all the things that I have to tell you? There's a network tab at themeltingpat.com as well for all of our shows. Go say hello, tell them Pat said hi, and do all that stuff. All right, so we're going to do Merry Little Batman. We'll pause. It's available to stream on Amazon Prime or whichever nefarious devices you use or services you use. Go check it out. Merry Little Batman. Pause the show, watch the movie, come right back. We'll do the whole thing. Alrighty, Merry Little Batman came out in 2023, and I actually wrote this down. When I think I saw the trailer or a picture or something, and I was like, oh, cool, I should watch this. And I wrote it down on my phone to watch it, like, hey, it's coming out on Prime. And I didn't even think to review it for the show, because actually what I was going to do was review 2 Netflix movies. One, Hot Frosty, which we're doing next week, and the other one, Our Little Secret with Lindsay Lohan. Or is it Lohan? Lindsay Lohan? Lindsay Lohan. We were going to do 2 Netflix kind of rom-coms, but I decided maybe that's too much. And then I was like, hey, Merry Little Batman. So here we are. So we open with Father Christmas by the Kinks, which is a fantastic holiday song. I love it. It's so good. Can we play a clip without getting sued? We'll leave it. We won't test it. But you know the one. There you go. There's a mouth riff for a song you didn't hear. And the opening scene was really cool. Is a little bat wearing a Santa hat flying through, and you see all the wonderful colors and through the bat cave and whatnot. Really fun scene. And so then we're in Wayne Manor, and we see a kid in a blanket and a cowl made out of basically a paper bag. And he's chasing a cat. The blanket is a cape. And he's chasing a cat around named Selina, which is fun. And Selina has a Batman drawing in her mouth. And Alfred is very concerned. It's 2 days before Christmas. And so, hey, Master Wayne, don't get in any trouble, right? Don't get in any trouble. Because, Father Christmas is always watching and singing and guitar soloing. And, so Alfred, of course, very concerned, as Alfred is wont to be. And so the kid tumbles all the way down to the basement into the Batcave. Maybe, almost. We learn later that there is obviously another level if you're familiar with Batman. But if you're not, there's another level of Wayne Manor. It's a lot of stuff, man. Wayne Manor is... I've asked over the years, maybe I feel like I did get an answer, but I didn't write it down. How Thomas and Martha Wayne built their fortune, like built Wayne Enterprises. I would watch a show or a little movie about that, learning that story. Somebody let me know. Kyle, you may have answered this already on a stream. By the way, if you like watching Twitch streams and wrestling, Kentucky Beaver Slap Wednesday nights on Twitch, we hang out in there. The missus and I hang out in there all the time. Christ. And it's really fun. And now, Kenny, you can't be mad at me for never mentioning the stream. So there you go. I swear I've done that before. Anyway, I think I talked about this in that stream. That's why I thought of it now. How Thomas and Martha Wayne built Wayne Enterprises. And I don't remember what the answer was. So somebody let me know how Wayne Enterprises became a thing and how they all became super rich. And, the 1% that everybody hates, actually. So... So somebody let me know. All right, so the kid tumbles into the basement, and the overbearing dad, voiced by Luke Wilson, by the way, is very concerned, very much, oh, man, are you okay? You got a boo-boo? You good, man? And by the way, little kid is 8, and so dad is very protective, which is nothing wrong with that. And so it turns out that in this universe, there is no crime in Gotham City. That when Bruce Wayne learned he was going to be a dad, he worked overtime to get rid of all the crime. And I thought, okay, my first thought was, all right, man, that's cool. And then I was like, you couldn't do that earlier? Like, you couldn't make Gotham a safe place to live before that? Like, how many people had to have their lives upended because you couldn't take care of the criminals? And then as soon as you found out, hey, I'm going to be a dad, then you went into overdrive? All right. Maybe, Pat, it's a kid's movie. You just relax. It's a cartoon. It's not supposed to be that serious. I know, but that was the thought. I'm just saying, that's the thought that I had. Is that why did it take, and I'm not saying that's not a noble reason to kick it into gear and get crime out of the city when you have the ability. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is, why did it take that? Why couldn't you, if you clearly had the ability to kick into another gear and vanquish all crime from your city and make it the safest place to live. Why can you do that before, man? Why not before? But it's a good reason. Having a kid is a good reason to to do it. All right. Sorry, Batman. Sorry. Never mind. All right. So then we got a fun montage of Gotham being cleaned up. Arkham Asylum becomes a daycare. All the factory, like all the dark and grungy, dank places become bright and colorful, and Batman's driving the garbage truck for some reason. I guess he doesn't have any criminal work to do, so he went to sanitation. I guess that's, so Gotham became the safest place on Earth. And then, so I guess we went to the next day because, okay. So Batman's like, hey, man, Damian is the kid's name. What are you doing down here, bud? Or he asked him, what are you doing down here? Oh, wrapping somebody's present. And then Damian spent the night pretty much asking what his dad got him for Christmas. And so Christmas Eve morning, Damian gets his present, his dad's old utility belt. He's so excited. And then he's like, oh, man, it's filled with child-safe toys like a foam Batarang and Band-Aids. And a little button, a little alarm that says, oh, my sweet baby's in trouble. And Damian's like, oh, this is really cool, man, but come on, man. Come on. I'm not a baby. Come on, bro. And his dad's like, no, dude, you got to earn the dangerous stuff. You got to earn the pointy Batarang and the tear gas or whatever, the bat something or other. And then the bat phone rings. The red bat phone, which has not been used in years because there hasn't been any crime. They haven't needed it. So the phone rings, and it's the Justice League. What? Now, I thought the bat phone was a direct line to the police station. Like only Commissioner Gordon had that number. Why is the Justice League calling the red phone? I feel like this should have been a red flag in Batman's mind. Like, hey, wait a minute. Why is the Justice League calling me on the secret commissioner phone? Am I wrong? Is that not a part of Batman lore? Am I misremembering who has the red phone number, bat phone? Am I missing something? Somebody who is more up on Batman than me, I suppose. Because I swear I remember that maybe in the 1966 show, only Commissioner Gordon had that number. Is that a thing that I recall? I don't know. Anyway, somebody who knows things about Batman, let me know. So they say there's a weather anomaly in Nova Scotia. And that's just vague enough. We're like, all right, we should check that out. And so like, oh, why can't you send Clark? Oh, he's got plans. Well, we all have plans. It's Christmas Eve. Oh, send the Wonder Twins. Well, the Wonder Twins aren't talking. So Bruce says, have them use their powers to transform into mature adults. And then, didn't work. So then Batman's got to go. He's got to go fly up to Nova Scotia and take care of the weather anomaly and figure out what's going on up there. So he's ready to go. Damian wants to help, of course. Dad says, nope, no way, too dangerous, boo. And then Batman is sporting a pretty nice beard. It ups the intimidation game. Alfred is not impressed by the beard, which I thought was funny. So Damian tries to sneak onto the trip, and Batman just goes into dad mode like, nope, enough. You're not ready. We're not doing this. So he takes back the utility belt. You're not ready for this either. And he takes it back. And so then, of course, Damian sulks away all sad. So dad's gone. Damian's sad. So Damian decides, hey, I'm going to show him I'm ready. We're going to train, and we're going to do it unsupervised. He's talking to Selina, the cat, by the way. And so Alfred's like, so Damian's all sad. And Alfred's like, I know what'll cheer you up. My famous hot cocoa with extra marshmallows. Damian's like, yeah, okay. So Alfred goes to put the cocoa together, and Damian, in that time, eats all the marshmallows in the house to get Alfred out of the house and to go get some more marshmallows. Why this is so important? Well, only Alfred knows. And so we've got to make the kid feel better. I'd love a cup of cocoa with extra marshmallows, by the way. That'd be great. Somebody send me one. Thanks. So Damian, of course, he wolfs down the marshmallows. Alfred leaves, nearly gets hit by an ice cream truck on his way out of the manor, which is driven by some nefarious-looking characters. I feel like we're going to see them very soon. I feel like that's, some foreshadowing, a little setup there, a little TV magic setting up. And so Batman, so we go back and forth kind of while Batman is away. We kind of cut back and forth between Gotham and Nova Scotia. So Batman has crashed in Nova Scotia, so he calls to the Justice League and learns he's been duped. And he's like, oh, man, I should have figured this out. How am I going to get home for Christmas? Ah! So we're back in Gotham, and those shady characters from the ice cream truck, they're robbing people's houses. They're stealing Christmas, damn it, like a pair of Grinches. Damn, man, I told you they were going to come right back. They were going to be there, set up, and they're stealing stuff. So Damien, after he did some training in the manor by himself, flipping off stuff, jumping over stuff, making a mess, he put a bunch of food in an ice cream container and microwaved it. And then he drank some, ate some, microwaved it again. The microwave exploded, and then the ice cream remnants dripped onto the outlet, shorted out the electricity in the manor. And then the wet bandits, here they come to rob the house. And they're like, man, what's all this? And they took his utility belt, and Damien's like, no, forget all the presents. I need my belt, because Damien needs to show his dad that he is ready for the belt and that he has earned the right to have it and that he can be a superhero just like his dad. So Damien is now obsessed with getting back the belt. He snuck up on the thieves and tied their shoes together, which is just funny, and then tied their shoes to the ceiling fan with floss. And so their shoes are tied together, and now he turns on the ceiling fan and they spin around. It was very fun. And then we cue some Home Alone type traps, which can be even kind of wackier with animation. Like the Home Alone traps were fun, but seeing this type of thing in a cartoon is funnier, not funnier, but they could take more liberties because it's animated and they don't have to worry about, hey, can a person actually do this? Because it's a cartoon. It doesn't matter. And so Damien manages to get all the loot back, or at least get it out of the truck, except the belt. And so he's like, ugh. Now here's my question. The burglars had already robbed at least one house in the neighborhood. So did Damien get their presents and his? And so, because when the thieves go back to the hideout, which we'll talk about in a second, literally all they have is the belt. So Damien got like 7 bags of stuff. And like, how many houses did they hit? Did they just do the one and then turned into Wayne Manor? And then, I don't know, but they were out a long time to only go to 2 houses. I don't know, a Pat, it's a kid's movie. I know. I just have questions. I'm just a curious guy, okay? All right. So Damien, again, obsessed with getting back the belt. So he makes his way down to the Batcave, which is, of course, below the basement of the manor. He finds his way down there. He finds a bat suit it's got his name on it, made just for him. So he puts it on, and it's huge on him, but it form fits. It like in Back to the Future 2, when Marty goes into the cafe, puts on the jacket, or he's in 2015, puts on the jacket, and it shrinks up to fit him. It's like that. Could I have used a better example? Probably, but that's the one I thought of. You're welcome, Ben. So he finds a bat suit made just for him, and so a video pops up on the screen where Batman is either dead or you're in big trouble because you stole the suit, and it was recorded when Damien was a baby, like, hey, here's what happened, here's how to use the suit, your mom was a smoke show, things like that. And also, Batman programmed himself using AI into the suit, so you get virtual Bat Dad. So he presses the bat symbol on his chest, and he gets to talk to an AI version of his dad throughout the movie. And the early interactions with Bat Dad are hilarious. Like this one, when Bat Dad realizes, hey, you're 8 years old, it's time for night-night, let's read you a story. And then we get this exchange.
It sounds like you'd like to mute your dead father. Would you like to mute your dead father?
No! I mean, yes, but my dad isn't... Just mute, please.
No mute function found.
Then why did you just offer?
I know it's a long clip about muting your dead dad, but I couldn't find a funnier place to stop it than that. So, sorry, hope I don't get sued. I think I'll be fine. So the crooks arrive at the hideout, which is Jolly Jack's Candy, to tell their boss, the Joker, the Joker. The animation in this movie is wonderful, by the way. I love it. And they tell the Joker about their light haul, which, again, they have a bag, like a sack, for the presents. And all that's in there is the utility belt. So they went to at least 2 houses. I have to imagine they went to more, right? Because, like, when they hit Alfred, I don't know, were they going into the neighborhood or coming out? Like, were they coming down from another house, or were they entering the neighborhood and the first house they hit was the one that they hit before the power went out at Wayne Manor? That's what I wondered. I don't know. I didn't get a close enough look, but I feel like they should have hit more houses, right? Does that make sense? They should hit more than 2 houses if they were out all day, like Joker says. I don't know. Anyway, so all they have is the utility belt, and they blame Batman. And Joker reveals, hey, I tricked Batman into leaving the city so I could do this. And one of the burglars, by the way, keeps recording videos of the people they're robbing. And so he's like, oh, check this out. And so Joker watching the video of little Batman beating the crap out of his henchman was very funny. Joker was so into it. It was so good. And then, so the henchmen leave as they at least got some prize. So now Joker has a new plan, and Poison Ivy is in the house now so now we have another villain in the fray trying to get this plan in motion, make things happen, right? So that's fun. And so Damian, of course, it's Christmas. He needs answers. He's got to figure out where these people went. And so he figures, okay, Christmas, so he asks Bat-Dad, hey, isn't there a way we could have surveillance and know where everyone is all the time? And Bat-Dad's like, no, that would be an extreme invasion of privacy, and no one should have that much access. And he's like, one man does, and it's Santa Claus, of course. So he goes to the mall to find Santa. Oh, no, wait. First, we cut back to Bruce fixing the jet. Batman is fixing the jet in Nova Scotia. He's like, oh, man, Damian's probably... And you cut to Bruce imagining that Damian has burned down Wayne Manor and Alfred fell in somewhere. And Batman was like, oh, no, Bruce. Remember what your therapist said. Just focus on your task, Bruce. Focus on the jet. So he's fixing the jet still. And Damian goes up to the mall. And he sits on his lap, and the elf looks eerily familiar. Looks like we've seen her before, and she may not be who she seems. So Damian's like, hey, I don't have time to get into my Christmas list, and he rattles off a bunch of bat gadgets that he wants. And he kind of tugs on Santa's beard and sees that it's not a real beard. So he's like, hey, he's not Santa Claus. And Poison Ivy, well, we don't know. All right, I spoiled it. Sorry. Poison Ivy's the elf, and she reveals she has the utility belt. And so Santa Claus is actually Bane. And so I was like, oh, man. And so I love how... So Bane and Poison Ivy start fighting this kid for the utility belt. And they're on like an upper level of the mall. And no one noticed until Poison Ivy, shot her vines up or whatever. And it hit the first floor of the mall or the lower levels of the mall. No one noticed that this Santa Claus got up and was beating up this kid. Nobody was there to be like, hey, that looks unusual. Well, I would say in Gotham City, you're used to seeing criminals do stuff. But if it's been safe for so many years, there are people who live there who probably wouldn't be used to seeing that. And so they'd be like, wow, that's weird. But they were not. I thought that was funny. And so now we learned that Joker's plan was not to steal Christmas. Well, it was to steal Christmas at first. But then he realizes, hey, if this kid will do whatever he can to get back his belt, then he can do our work for us. He can destroy the city for us, and we can steal Christmas. So that's Joker's plan, to let Damian destroy Gotham in pursuit of his utility belt, and then everything else will fall into place. So we're back in Nova Scotia, and Batman finds that it was Mr. Freeze who was behind the weather anomaly and the jet freezing and all those things. And Mr. Freeze, after a couple of attempts, says, no, wait, of a witty one-liner, like the ice cold of space. He says, wait, I've got one. It's time for you to get ice creamed. And I'm like, I should have pulled the clip. That is fantastic. I loved it. 5 stars for whoever wrote that joke. So Mr. Freeze reveals we needed to get the bat out of Gotham, but a much smaller bat has taken its place. So now Batman has been duped. That's 1. His jet is almost out of commission. That's 2. And now his kid is by himself with villains on the loose in Gotham without him. So 0 for 3 for Batman. He's not doing so well over there. So now we're back in Gotham. And so now Damian, trying to get his belt back, he is led by Joker to the Gotham City Zoo. And it turns out, hey, this is another trap. And we have another villain. Penguin in the house, riding in on a rascal. And Joker called him feeble and incontinent. So mean. Oh, man. So he has his umbrella kind of projectile shoot out, and he hits little Batman right in the chest. And he causes a malfunction to Bat-Dad, like, hey, core power, not good. We're not doing so great here, kid. And it turns out that where Damien ended up was on a parade float. So they're on a Christmas parade float. And so Penguin knocks down the sides to reveal they're in the Christmas parade. And Oswald then inflates a giant penguin and takes flight. And so Damien jumps up. And in the process of Damien jumping up and trying to fight him on the float, the other parade floats go down in flames somehow. Things start exploding. And the parade is destroyed. The city is being destroyed with it. And yeah, complete chaos in the street below them while they're up on a giant inflatable penguin. And so they're way up in the air. And Bat Dad is like, hey, I have, because again, it's a technologically advanced bat suit. And so Bat Dad's like, hey, I have an inflation mechanic. So like, you're going to take a dive here. I can break your fall, but then I won't be around anymore. And so it's like, oh man. So he's going to be able to get up and continue his fight, but he won't have Bat Dad with him. And so that happens. Damien. Apparently I can't even remember names when I write them down. So Damien inflates the bat suit while the bat suit inflates itself, and then RIP Bat Dad. And so Damien still has to get his belt. Now he's by himself. And a police officer bursts into Commissioner Gordon's office. And Commissioner Gordon is building a gingerbread house because, hey, there's no real crime. So I'm kind of getting paid to do nothing. So I might as well do some holiday stuff. And the officer is freaking out like, Commissioner, there's crime. There's a mess on the streets. It's crazy out there. And he's all right. I've dealt with this plenty. So he pulls up the shade to look out the window and the city's on fire. It's just complete mayhem. And he's like, don't worry, I'll fix this. And all he does, and this is actually a callback, when Bruce was getting ready to leave. And he's like, Damien, what do you do with an emergency if something happens? Damien goes, call the police. And Batman just goes, no, Commissioner Gordon just passes the buck to me. And so now, when there's an emergency, all Commissioner Gordon does is flick on the bat signal. And so now, bat signal for the first time in years is lit, meaning, hey, we're in trouble. We need Batman. People notice and they're like, hey, that hasn't been on in years. That means crime is back. And now people are panicking. And so now it's word. Like, city was already in mayhem and in ruin before this. And now people are panicking. And it's worse. And they're like, oh my God, blah. So Alfred finally has his marshmallows. I guess Wayne Manor would be really far out from like downtown Gotham. I guess that would make sense that the rich people would live way out in the burbs, right? On their own kind of massive plot of land. And so Alfred finally gets his marshmallows. He looks around, sees the chaos in the city. Guess he didn't hear it when he was in the store. How long was he in the store getting marshmallows? How long, like between driving there and being in the store, how did he not notice any of it? That's my question. So he looks up in the sky, sees the bat signal, and just goes, oh, biscuits. So he's very concerned. Now people are panicking. And it's all Damien's fault, pretty much, at least according to everyone in the city who is panicking. And now they are all mad at Damien and chasing him through the streets because he ruined their Christmas, ruined the parade. He wrecked the city, pretty much. And so then we get a chase scene with Damien running from something or someone. We don't know yet, but it switches from color to black and white, like an old comic. And it looked amazing. It looked so good, this chase scene, like you felt, hey, this kid is terrified. The entire city's after him. And now something much bigger than him, he doesn't know what it is after him. It's in black and white. It was so well done. It turns out that it's Alfred with the famous Cocoa in a travel mug. Very good. Damien gulps it down. And again, I would love a cup of famous Alfred Pennyworth Cocoa with extra marshmallows. That'd be great. That'd be great. Somebody get me one of those. All right? Thanks. So they're walking home, and Damien spots a balloon floating nearby, and it's got a card on it, and it says, hey, you gave me the best Christmas gift ever. Let me repay the favor. And he gets gassed, and it's Joker's knockout gas. And so Damien now is knocked out. I guess Alfred didn't notice. I don't know where Alfred went in this time that he did not notice that Damien was no longer with him. I also wonder how far he went from his car to find Damien. That's what I wonder. Although, like, how many of the streets were blocked off? One, for the parade, and two, in all the mayhem that Damien just caused. I don't see little things, man. Little things that I think of when I watch these movies. So Damien wakes up in the hideout, Jolly Jack's Candy, which turns out there is a giant snow globe on the top of the building. So the villains are all in the house. Bane, Poison Ivy, Joker, Penguin. They're all in there celebrating, having a Christmas party, and they have all the stolen presents from Gotham City because, as Joker reveals, while Damian was destroying the city, trying to get his belt back, the villains went ahead and just stole the presents from everybody in Gotham. They just took all the presents. They stole Christmas. Oh, they stole Christmas. How could they? How could they? Well, because they're villains. That's what they do. And so then Joker is reminiscing on the good old days of committing crime with his friends. And it's not so much the criming. It's that they were together. Because when they stopped committing crimes together, they didn't spend time together, I guess. So he missed his friends. You know, if he wasn't a psycho, you might feel bad for him, right? They didn't say that in the movie. But Joker missed his friends. He missed hanging out with his friends, and causing havoc was just what they did for fun. So their plan was to steal Christmas, but Damian ended up doing much more, because then they were like, hey, we can let Damian take the fall and we steal Christmas right under their noses and no one notices because the city's destroyed. And of course, oh, now all our presents are gone too. Why wouldn't they be? And so Damian, trying to get his belt back, man, just destroyed it. So they gave him his belt back, but they replaced all of the kid safe stuff like the Band-Aids and the foam batarangs with explosives and ninja stars. Which is pretty awesome, to be fair. It's pretty great. So he remembers that his dad says one of the main things to be a superhero is the idea of sacrifice. And so Damian decides he's going to sacrifice his belt because he's walking up to grab the belt from the Joker, and all these things are playing in his mind like, Damian, you're not ready. Damian, and Joker's like, come on, man, get whatever you want. This is good. Get whatever you want. And then he's like, yeah, sacrifice, man. So he pulls the grenade pins and throws the belt. It explodes and everything goes up. And here's okay. So he tossed it into like a separate room of the house, but then like the house was pretty wrecked. So how did the presents not go up with it? Again, more silly questions I have about a kid's movie. So then the house the back of the house blows up and the snow globe breaks. And then there's a big fight scene and they end up in the bowels of the factory again. And so they're all fighting. It looked, little Batman fighting Mr. Freeze, Penguin, Joker, Poison Ivy, Bane, and it looks pretty bad. Looks bad. The numbers game, man, as they say in wrestling, the numbers game, too much. The numbers game can be too much. And so then, here comes the real Bat Dad. Here he comes swooping in. And so then Batman is too concerned. Well, not, okay. In the context of the scene, too concerned with Damian's well-being to focus on fighting the villains. And so he gets whacked with a mallet by the Joker. And so he's out for a minute. And so then he's kind of coming around, and Damian is impressing with his rad ninja skills as he's been doing okay. As he's been doing all day. And there was a funny line. I didn't pull it because it's weird. Like the audio doesn't do it justice, but real Batman, big Batman, I guess, if you call him little Batman, big Batman had Mr. Freeze tied up in, the bat whatevers. And he's like hanging on a pole in the factory and above these vats of whatever the candy they're making is. And so the Joker is up. So everybody's been dispatched except for the Joker. And Joker's like, oh man, this is going to be great. I wish you it's Merry Christmas and I wish you a dark night, whatever he said. And then Mr. Freeze behind them is like, yeah, get him. And then Batman just tosses a batarang and cuts the wire and Mr. Freeze falls down a very long way into the vat of the candy. I thought that was very funny. And so then double batarangs and Joker, they come back around, they hit the Joker, knock him into the vat with everybody else. So the villains, again, dispatched, taken care of, handled by Batman and little Batman. But they have one more mission to handle before they can go celebrate their Christmas, is return Christmas to the citizens of Gotham. And so they fly above the city and just drop all the presents. And it's great. They save Christmas. They return Christmas to the Gothamites. So Damian's up there and he's like, he's a villain and we're supposed to feel bad. But I feel bad that he just wanted to be with his friends. Yes, he's a bad guy. But I think, now he spends his time alone. He's going to be by himself again. That's no fun. And so that Batman's like, come on, he just hit me in the head with a mallet an hour ago. My head still hurts. He's not a good guy. And then, and so they take him to a diner to celebrate, to have Christmas dinner. So it's Batman, Alfred, Little Batman, the Joker in his orange jumpsuit and handcuffs, and Commissioner Gordon eating at a diner. They're singing along. Joker's singing. And Joker had a good time with his friends. And he's smiling, look at Batman. And the last line of the movie is Batman just stone-facing him, I'm not your friend. And there we go. How nice, though, that Damian thought of Joker, even though he was the one who orchestrated this whole mess in the first place. And he got his dad beaten up. He got himself beaten up because of the Joker. And they probably have to pay a lot of money back to the city somehow. A lot of community service needs to be done. But, they saved Christmas. Damian destroyed Christmas. And then, and then he and his dad returned Christmas to the citizens of Gotham. And everybody, it all worked out. So I guess now, is crime over again in Gotham? Like if there's what would be the sequel to Merry Little Batman? Is it, Easter Little Batman or something? Is crime over? Or like Merry Little Batman again, and then crime comes back a year later? What if it's like they do this like Halloween, where every Christmas somebody else comes and breaks out the Joker? And I guess he wasn't in prison at the beginning of the movie. And so, but they get out of prison all the time. Here's my new question. At the beginning of the movie, they showed Arkham Asylum had been transformed into Arkham Daycare and Arkham Preschool. So where did they send the Joker and Bane and Poison Ivy and the Penguin and Mr. Freeze? Where did they go? If Arkham has been converted in this universe to a daycare and a preschool, where did they go? Did they just leave him in the vat? Wouldn't it be funny if Damian only asked about the Joker and so the rest of them were just, because they must have, I was going to say if they left him in the vats at the Jolly Jack's Candy Factory, but they clearly pulled out Joker because they put him in his jumpsuit and his handcuffs. So where's everybody else? Where did they all go? I need answers to these, I guess irrelevant questions. No, I don't think they're irrelevant. It doesn't, I just want to know. I'm just curious about these little things in this movie. And I didn't get all the answers I wanted. Luckily, it's a kid's movie and not an adult movie. Otherwise, I'd be really upset. No, all right, anyway, the movie was fun, guys. It was guys and gals and theys. I really enjoyed it. I love animated Batman stuff. I love Batman lore anyway. I love Batman's villains. I love all the things. As you know, animated Batman, Batman the Animated Series is, because when I say animated Batman, that encompasses a lot of things. But Batman the Animated Series is my favorite Batman thing. I have a picture of Kevin Conroy right behind me right now. My Facebook profile picture is me with Kevin Conroy, who was Batman. So, of course, I was going to gravitate toward this anyway. I just love that I remembered it in time to do it for the show. And so now we can kick off our holiday movie season on the Melting Pat with this great Merry Little Batman movie. I thought it was fun. It was a different look, a different side, a different story of Batman, like Batman as a kid with Selina Kyle, by the way, because they mentioned that toward the end. But mom's a villain, and he goes, Selina is complicated. And I love, by the way, that the cat is named Selina, and so Selina Kyle, Damian's mom, presumably, named the cat after herself. Or the weirder version is that Batman had sex with a cat. And that's...
Move this man!
Yeah, I know. No, I know. I deserve the boo. I know. But yeah, so that's probably not what happened. But, cartoons are weird, man. I don't know. Cartoons are strange. So you can't end on that, can we? No, I like that the animation style was great. I really enjoyed it. It was different than what I'm used to seeing with animated Batman things. But that was not a bad thing. And it was really fun. It would have been wild to have even though Mark Hamill is pretty much retired from doing the Joker, it would have been wild to hear Mark Hamill do a little Joker laugh. But no, the voice cast was great. Everybody crushed it. And yeah, it was really fun. The movie was really fun. And again, a different look at Batman. Like we've all heard the Batman origin story. We don't need that again. And so let's go, hey, Batman's got a kid, no crime in Gotham. It's Christmas. Joker's trying to get crime back because he's retired and bored and misses his friends. And then this all happens. And it's fantastic. I had a great time with it. So again, Merry Little Batman. If you didn't watch it before you listened to me talk about it for 45 minutes or however long, then go check it out on Amazon Prime, or again, through whichever nefarious means you wish. I will not judge, nor will I tell on you, because that's not my thing. All right, so there you go. That's it. We did it. That was a great time. I had fun. I had fun watching it. I had fun talking about it. I'm going to have fun next week doing another movie. I'm going to have fun in 2 weeks doing my holiday show, doing an episode of The Office. And I'm going to have fun in 3 weeks doing Snow Day, even though I hated that movie when I was a kid. We're going to see if I still hate it as an adult. So there you go. That's the schedule for the show this month. Patrons, you should get some bonuses if I can find the time. But speaking of time, that's it for today. My thanks to everybody for joining. My thanks again to the captain. My thanks to everybody behind Merry Little Batman. Because that was fun. That was really fun. I liked it. Let me know. Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Did I miss anything? Did I talk about something you didn't care for? Or whatever. So let me know. Opinions on the movie and opinions on my review of the movie. Let me know. All right? But that's it. Happy holidays. This has been an 8 Boiling production. Until next time, have fun. Be safe. Thank a veteran. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. Get vaccinated and boosted when you can. And of course, don't do anything I wouldn't do. We will close today with some music from Merry Little Batman. So enjoy that. I will talk to you soon. Be safe. Have fun. I love you. Go crap open a cold one.